video. So as you've probably guessed from the title, this one's going to be a glowy winter makeup look. Now I obviously haven't uploaded in a very long time, and I wanted to come back on here and do kind of a look, especially for this time of year, that I've been loving. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sitting down and filming this makeup tutorial. Just a way that we can bring our skin back to life, just because the sun's not out anymore and it's raining and it's cold. It's Christmas and we still want to look healthy. There's no reason why we can't still embrace our skin's glow, just because summer's gone, and I think especially in winter, glow is as important as ever. The big thing about this look is there is no foundation, so if you would like to see how I got this look with no foundation, then please keep on watching. Okay, so first of all I'm going to start by prepping the skin and going in with my skincare routine. So I'm going to start off with this product here. So this is the Botanics 100% organic rose water, and this is from Boots. And this is quite a reasonable product, but it works really nicely on my skin. I'm a really big fan of rose water. I feel like it calms any redness down, and it's really great for winter to get that nourishment in there as well. So I like to just spray this over my face rather than use it kind of on a cotton pad as a toner, because I just feel like I like the soothing effect on my skin. And then I just kind of let that dry for a few seconds and then go in with eye cream. So the eye cream I'm using is the Elemis Peptide Recovery Eye Cream, and this is, I've been using this for a while. This is actually nearly run out, but I have to say this is one of the best eye creams I've tried. It's really, really nourishing for the under eye, but also it gives any dark circles, it makes them look a lot brighter. And I really like, I've been using this and the oil cream, nighttime cream that goes with this, and I really am a fan of the range. So just dab that under the eye. And eye cream is one of those things that we often forget about, because I think especially when we're in a rush in the mornings, we sometimes think, oh, like eye cream's not that important. But I have to say, since using eye cream over the last 6 months properly, every day, I have noticed a real difference, more in the hydrating effect of my under eye, and I find that it works with my concealer really nicely. Yeah, and obviously especially in winter, it's really important to look after our under eyes because they do get dry, and our skin on our under eyes is different to the skin on our face. It's a lot thinner and more delicate, so the moisturiser that we're putting on our face isn't going to cut it when you're trying to look after your under eyes. You need a separate product for that. And then I'm going to go in with serum. So this is a vitamin C radiant serum, and this is by brand Diego Dalla Palma. I've never tried any other products with these before, but I really love this one. I'm a big fan of vitamin C, and yeah, I'll probably have a look at some of the other products they have, because I am a big fan of this one. So it comes in a dropper, so I'm just going to drop kind of 1 drop on each cheek, forehead and chin, and then make sure that I bring it onto my neck. Now my skin's been at that awkward phase at the minute where I get spots, kind of hormonal spots, and then I'm getting hormonal breakouts, but then my skin's drying out over those breakouts and around those areas because of the central heating and the cold weather. So it's important to try and use a serum to get that extra nourishment in there, but I don't want anything too greasy that's going to anger those breakouts in any way. And this one is a really nice way to do that, because it's quite, yeah, I mean, you can feel it doing the job, but it's not too thick. It's quite thin and it dries really quickly, which is good. And then I'm going to go in with this product. Now, I've only been using this for the last 3-4 days. I got sent this as part of the L'Oreal review panel, and this is the Revitalift Laser Renew SPF Day Cream. So it just comes in a pot like this, and it's SPF 20, which is obviously great for winter time, and it's important that you are still using SPF. So I've been using this with the glycolic. It's like a week treatment, so you get a week's worth of little, they're kind of like pipettes, and you put one on each night for 7 nights, and it's pure glycolic acid, so that's obviously why they sent me that, because it's really important that you wear SPF the next day after using any kind of acid treatment. Yeah, and I have to say, I've got one left, so I've been using it for 6 nights, and I'm really impressed. Again, like, it was sent to me to try out, but yeah, I'm really impressed with it. I think my skin, as I say, I have been breaking out, but I feel like it's helped control them a little bit more. And also I've noticed my skin is really smooth, and it's just helped brighten it, whereas obviously I am getting dry patches, but I don't feel like I'm dry and dull. I feel like it's that glycolic acid has really helped bring my skin kind of back to life and make sure it's still radiant, even though I have got some dry spots. Okay, so that's skincare done, so I'm going to go on to primer now. So I'm going to use this Benefit primer, and this is the Professional Matte Rescue. Now, I only like to use this on my T-zone. I used to be obsessed with it, and it is a really good product, but I found that it is obviously a matte product, so I don't like using it all over. So I just kind of use it on my forehead, well, the middle of my forehead, and then on my nose, because that's been really oily recently, I'm not really sure why. And then kind of upper lip as well, because I get a bit oily there, and then chin. And I feel it is literally with me, this line on my face that gets oily. And yeah, if I ever get a breakout, it's always in those areas, apart from this one, which I decided to pop up. Okay, so I just kind of pat that in and then let it sit for just a few seconds. Like you would have seen when you clicked on this video, it is going to be a no foundation makeup routine, but still really glowy and natural. Now, the reason I'm doing a no foundation routine is because I don't know what it is at the minute, but the thought of putting foundation on my skin just makes me feel really clogged, and I just can't stand the feel of it at the minute. I think it's because when I was on holiday I've been like this for a few months now. I went on holiday, and obviously on holiday you're not wearing foundation, you're letting your skin breathe, you're embracing that tan. And I got back, and when my tan started to fade, I was like, oh, I really cannot bear the thought of putting foundation on. So I found this product, which I've been using probably since the beginning of summer, and I have literally swapped it out for all my foundations. I go to it every single day, and I love it. It kind of brings the skin back to life. It brings its natural tone, but also gives you a sun-kissed glow. It gives you slight coverage, which obviously some people aren't going to like if they want fuller coverage, but this does give a slight coverage, which I really like, because especially once I've been on holiday and my freckles are out, I don't like to cover them up. I think they look healthy, and they're kind of a part of me, so I'm not bothered about covering anything like that up. And I never really look for foundations that are going to give me a full coverage. I like to still look natural with my makeup. I don't like it looking caked on. So this is the By Terry Cellulose Brightening CC Serum. Now, I get this in shade Sunny Flash because it is the darkest shade, but this is the only one that's going to give you that sun-kissed glow, and it's not too dark. It does look really natural. Yeah, and this has been my ride or die product. I have to say, if I would say buy one thing from 2019, and that is a big statement, but it would be this. Now, I know it is quite pricey. I originally got it in the Lydia Millen box that I purchased from Cult Beauty. I've put a video of me unboxing that box. I believe she's bringing out another one soon, so that's exciting. But yeah, and I fell in love with it, so I actually repurchased it for my product of the year. So I like to just do 2 or 3 pumps. I don't like to do too much, again, because I just don't think it's needed. It does look really nice with just a few pumps. And then I do apply it with my fingers, because I feel like it warms the product up nicely. and it is kind of more like a serum, so I don't think it really needs a brush or anything. And yeah, I just make sure it's all rubbed in nicely, because obviously you don't want any lines, and it does dry quite quickly, so you don't want it to dry and then you can't really budge it. But yeah, so this is what I've been using in place of foundation, and I've just been such a fan, and this is kind of the reason behind this video, because like I said, I just can't stand the thought of putting foundation on at the minute, and with this I really don't need to, so that's perfect. Okay, so that's that done. As you can see, it really does just bring the skin to life and give your skin an even natural tone. And yeah, it's just, your skin just feels like it can still breathe, and it still looks like your skin, if that makes sense, rather than covering it up. And then I do just go in with some concealer if I need to. Sometimes I just wear this on its own, but if I need to kind of cover any dark circles or any spots, then I just go in with concealer. So I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow concealer. Okay, so that's that done, and then I'm going to go in with bronzer. So again, I've really enjoyed using liquid bronzers lately. I don't want anything that's too powdery, and obviously this is a glowy look, so we're going to go with mainly liquid products. So this is the NARS Laguna liquid bronzer, and again, I've loved this year, especially on holiday. I've just kind of put this in the areas kind of forehead and under cheekbones to just warm the face up, and it works really nicely, and you really don't need a lot of this. It goes quite a long way, so I just dot it in with my finger and then blend it in with a brush. And then I'm just going to go in with powder. Now it is going to be a really minimum amount. I'm literally going to put it on those areas that I mentioned earlier that get shiny. So this is the Beauty Pie. I think this is it's all rubbed off because I've used this so much and I love it. I think it's the Universal powder, but it's the white one, and it's just white, and it has like a very sheer glow, and it works really nicely on the skin, but make sure that those areas don't get shiny and they're more just radiant. So I just take some of that on a brush and then just pat it in those areas, like I said, that I find get slightly oily. Okay, so that's powder done, and then we're going to go in with a blush, and again it's going to be a liquid blush. Now these are relatively new from Charlotte Tilbury, and I very quickly fell in love with them. The texture is gorgeous, they blend instantly and beautifully onto the skin, and the colours are also gorgeous. They have a pinky shade and a peachy shade, and they just bring your skin back to life. They bring some colour to the cheeks, but somehow it looks really natural, and they have not a shimmer, it's more of like a sheen to them. So again, they add to that radiance and really, really healthy glow. So this is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and this one is the shade Pinkgasm, and yeah, like I said, they also have a peachy one, which is great too. So you just squeeze it, it's like their highlighter wand, which I'm also a massive fan of, and then just kind of dab it into the cheeks, and then I like to blend it in with my finger, again just to warm the product up. And then I do like to bring that up kind of quite high so it kind of blends into the highlighter that I'm going to put on nicely. But as you can see, it just gives a really nice glow and pops those cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And again, I'm just going to put this onto the highlight points. And you don't need a lot of this because again, it does look natural. I want it to look like a natural glow, and you can build it up. But again, you can use that one as a primer. You can use it kind of at the end of your skincare routine if you don't want to wear any makeup, just to bring your skin back to life and make it nice and glowy. Yeah, that one's a very versatile product. Okay, and then I'm just going to go into eyeshadow. So as usual, I'm not going to do anything crazy on the eyes. I like to have a nice natural eye look. I like the focus to kind of be on the skin and the highlight rather than the eyes. So I'm just going to go in with this Sculpt powder. It's one of the little pans. And this one was from NYX Cosmetics, I think. Yeah, it was. This is actually a contour powder and it works really beautifully as that. But I also like it in the crease of my eyes because I feel like it just makes them look nice and bronzed and makes my eyes pop a little bit more. Okay, so that's eyeshadow done, and then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of mascara. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes Mascara. It's a good everyday one. It's nothing too crazy. I find this is just quite a good one to enhance your natural lashes. It doesn't kind of create too much drama or anything, but I like it for every day, just to give your lashes a bit more colour. For brows, I've got this new product. I haven't tried it yet. I say new, but it's been out a few months now, but I bought it and just haven't got around to using it. So I thought I'd use it today. This really stood out to me when I saw it from Iconic London. Now, I'm a big fan of the brand anyway, and when I saw this, I thought I've got to get this because it seemed right up my street. Like I've said 100 times before, I do have quite unruly brows. They are quite long, and the individual brow hairs are quite long, so I have to trim them. Yeah, and they used to be really thick, like really thick. So I still like to keep that thickness, but obviously they were a bit crazy before, so I've tamed them down a bit. But yeah, I also like to embrace my natural brow, so I really like the brushed up brow effect, kind of bushy brow. I don't like them too shaped and too perfect. So yeah, and I thought this one would be really good for this look because it makes your natural brows it makes your brows look natural, but just kind of gives that natural bushy effect that I think obviously looks a lot more kind of day to day. So like I said, this is the Iconic London Brow Silk. So you get this in here, and then you get a brush which looks like a toothbrush, but it's not. It's obviously to go with this product, and it says you can use this wet or dry, and the brush brow groomer, put the brush brow groomer into the formula and apply directly to brows to style. And then it is basically this. So it's kind of like the soap trend that went on with brows when you kind of dip the brush into soap and then brush your brows up. It's kind of like that, but just a bit of a nicer way of doing it, I guess. And yeah, also the wax. I presume this has some sort of wax in it, which is going to really make the kind of product stay and make your brows stay that way. And the idea is that it's meant to not really create any mess, and they're just meant to be nice feathery brows, which is what I love. Yeah, so we're going to give this a try. So I'm just I'm not really sure how to, I guess kind of just go like this and see how it works. I think you've got to do it a few times when it's new to get the product on it. And then yeah, I'm just going to brush up the brows and see how it works. So I'm actually going to try and put some on my finger because I feel like I'm going to be able to warm the product up easier, and then brush it up, and then I will kind of brush it through with the brow groomer. Okay, so now the product is warmed up a little bit more. It's a lot easier to work with. It's also really cold in this room, so I don't think the product's that warm. But yeah, as it's warming up on my brow, it's easier to work with. And that does work really nicely. It's just kind of brushed them up all in the same direction and just makes them look neat but not too perfect. Just makes them look quite natural and but still kind of bushy, which is what I love. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it on the other side. Okay, so again, that's worked really nicely. Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, it's obviously nothing too kind of vivid because it's not got any tint or colour to it. I think it's a really nice way to make your brows look kind of neat in the sense that all the hairs are going the right way, but also making them look fuller and kind of still going with that natural look. Now I am just going to go in now with the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brow Gel. This, just because this has a slight tint to it, and again it's going to work nicely just brushing them all up the same way. Just to fill in any gaps on my brows also. Probably could have done this before the brow silk, but I always get worried going in with a product like that because it's going to, obviously it was white and I don't want to give any brown or dark tint to it and kind of ruin it in any way. So I'm going to do it this way. It seems to be working nicely, so that's fine. Okay, so that's brows done, and now I'm just going to go on to lips. So I'm going to go in first with this L'Oreal lip oil just to nourish them and get rid of any dryness because it's winter and they are very dry at the minute. Now this does have a slight tint, so you could just use this on its own with a lip liner, but I'm going to kind of go for my other products over it. So then this is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat, and this is in Pillow Talk, which is of course everyone's favourite, and I'm just going to apply this to the outline of my lips. And then last but not least, I'm going to go in with one of my favourite lip products. This is the Too Faced lipstick and it is in the shade Sugar Daddy. Now I'm not going for a matte lipstick because again I want it to be nice and glowy and I don't want anything that's going to dry out my lips too much. And then finally I'm just going to go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So that is the finished makeup look. As you can see, it's just really nice and glowy, kind of nice for the winter. There's no thick, heavy foundation on there that's going to dry your skin out. And it's just kind of a way of bringing that radiant bronzy look to winter, but in a way that's not too crazy or anything like that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more from me. I will link everything that I can down below, and I'll also link my Instagram down below so you can check that out if you're interested. So I hope you like the finished makeup look, and I'll see you soon.